Hello again. I don't suppose that it will surprise anybody to learn that the famous 50p coin, which claimed that diversity built Britain, was actually commissioned by Rishi Sunak when he was Chancellor of the Exchequer. This blatant attempt to rewrite history was part of an organised campaign which tried to brainwash us into believing that Britain has always been a nation of immigrants, and things like the Industrial Revolution were as much the work of ethnic minorities as they were a product of British drive and ingenuity. This is an official government-sponsored part of a wider phenomenon. I say official and government-sponsored, and the evidence is quite open. In the description to this video, I give a link to the government website with an enthusiastic article about the 50p piece claiming that diversity built Britain. We are told in it that alongside the release of the coins, the Royal Mint and the West India Committee will also issue education packs to primary schools in England and Wales so children have the opportunity to learn about these achievements. Well, if that's not government-sponsored indoctrination of children into a particular worldview, then I don't know what is. The object of the exercise, which is of course ably assisted by many academics and various interests in the commercial world, is to try and persuade us that our belief that Britain was until the late 1940s a homogenous white nation is false, and that in fact we have always been a multicultural society. White racists, though, have tried to conceal this fact, and only now is the truth being revealed. That is why you see reconstructions of one of the earliest people in Britain, Cheddar Man as he is known, shown as being black. It is why television dramas set in Tudor London show black aristocrats and even black royalty, and it is connected with the fact that almost every advertisement now shows black people as being the majority population in this country. It is all of a piece, a coordinated effort made with the aim of trying to gaslight us into doubting our sanity. Surely we remember a time when Britain was almost exclusively a white Christian country? Not a bit of it. You are deluding yourself, we are told. Britain has always been a nation of immigrants. Perhaps a simple fact, which is easily verified, will give the lie to this idea once and for all. In the 1,000 years since the Norman invasion of 1066, how many immigrants do you think came to this country? Well, roughly 2 million people lived in Saxon England, and they were all white. Around 8,000 Normans arrived here in the decades following the Battle of Hastings. That was less than half of 1% of the population living here. That's one wave of immigration. In the 16th and 17th centuries, French Protestants sought shelter here, the Huguenots. There were something like 50,000 of them. Then, between 1870 and 1914, perhaps 200,000 Jews came here from Tsarist Russia. That gives, over the course of about 1,000 years, somewhere in the region of 260,000 immigrants. What is the situation now? In the year ending March 2023, the official figures tell us that the population of Britain increased by over 600,000. Of that increase, just 400 was the natural increase of births over deaths, so we are talking of the arrival of well over 600,000 immigrants. That means that in just 6 months, that is to say October, November and December 2022 and January, February and March 2023, over 300,000 immigrants settled here. In other words, in the space of those 6 months, more immigrants arrived than in the 1,000 years from the Saxon period to the Second World War. 6 months immigration, more than 1,000 years worth before that. We are expected to pretend that the history of this country is a history of immigration. We are supposed to pretend that our memories of a white Christian nation are false. We are, in short, the victims of gaslighting, which is becoming more open every day. Those who refuse to accept the false narrative are condemned as belonging to the far right. Those like me who speak openly of what is going on are denounced as inveterate racists. I cannot see that people will put up with this forever, and I rather think that at some point this particular game is going to collapse.